Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk about the requirements you need to start a profitable poultry business in Africa with a specific location of Nigeria. However, everything we'll be discussing this evening is actually applicable in any parts of the countries in Africa. And this is from the angle of actually operating a poultry business from diaspora. So I do not live in Nigeria, but I do maintain and operate a poultry business in Nigeria, which we have been able to systemize a lot of the process and have a clear understanding of how the business is run. But in this video, we will be talking about the requirements that you need should in case you're interested in setting up a poultry business in Africa. So the first requirement you need is obviously a land, because you need a land to be able to establish your poultry business. What I mean by establish your poultry business is where you will be building your pen house. Your pen house is the place where you will house the birds, that is the layers that will be laying the eggs. That so depends on if you want to get the chicken from point of lay or you start from brooding age. We start from point of lay, but whichever decision you take, whether to start from point of lay or from the day old chicks, that is the brooding, you will still need a pen house, a place that you will need to construct on a land to be able to kickstart the poultry business operation. As I said, I'll be focusing on what we do presently. So we are in the business of the layers. Those are the ones that lays the eggs. So we got the land, and then the second requirement that you need is the construction of a pen house. That is the pen house where you will house the birds. We built, as you can see from the pictures and the video, we built a high-rise pen house for the birds with an 11,000 capacity beds. That is, we are able to put 12 weeks old, point of lay, total 11,000 into the pen house. You don't have to start on that large scale, but we wanted to take advantage of the economies of scale, so we decided to start big. Obviously, you starting big also require capital. So if your capital is not huge enough to start on that level, you could start from 500, from 1,000, depending on the capital that you have that you want to expand onto the business. You can also build a kind of pen house that is normal, that is the one that is not a high-rise pen house, because the high-rise pen house is actually more expensive than the normal one. However, it is more efficient and lasts longer than the normal one. That was why we decided to go for the high-rise pen house. Another requirement is actually the cages. Again, we decided to import our cages from China. You could either import from China or you import from India. You could also build locally within your community, but again, because of the economies of scale, the quantity of the beds that we decided to put in, and the capacity of the pen house, we decided to import our cages. So we did import the cages from China, which are the battery cages. Another requirement that you need in starting a poultry business is you need well-trained staffs. That is the staffs that are knowledgeable for them to be able to run the day-to-day process of the business. That is to ensure smooth running of the business. As I said, we are operating this business from diaspora, so we needed knowledgeable staffs, well-trained staff, trusted staff that were able to manage the business for us, and we just kind of oversee from the strategic point of view. Obviously, as I said, you need capital. So depend on the scale that you want to start from or with. That will determine the level of capital that you require to start the poultry business. Running a poultry business from diaspora can be very challenging. But if you're interested to know the process we have had to put in place to ensure smooth running of this business, you subscribe to my channel, you put a comment on, and I will do another video on talking about the process we have had to put in place to ensure the smooth running of this poultry business from diaspora. Another challenge that we face in the business initially was the challenge of theft, because the very first manager that manages the business for us end up stealing from the business. But thank God for the process we have put in place, we were able to nip it in the bud, as in get to know early, and obviously sack the manager. Again, if you want to know the process of how we discovered that the manager was stealing from us, I will do another video on it. So subscribe to my channel, comment, like it, and I'll give you more information on how you can actually run a successful poultry business, whether you're in Africa yourself or from diaspora, if you're interested. Thank you.